So like I'm saying, yes, I need help with administration, and your former career's talents and skills should not be wasted. You know, like if you can apply them to this business and help it scale and become more for more boaters and more young people to get on the water, that's what We Beautify Boats has always been about, is apprenticing people in the trades to give them an opportunity to participate in the recreational boating industry as a career, not just as a summer job, not just as a cash pull, you know. You know, we've had people that, you know, the Unshawn situation, right? We're just trying to pull some cash, pass some time, and be around this energy, but this energy has a purpose, and the purpose is to, you know, fill up the coffers of human resources of the recreational boating business. Like there's so many trades that are not being fulfilled, and there's service deserts all over the place. And this is a reality I tried to circumvent, overcome, solve with the boaters operating system. Now that was after Spike's Marine Station. I was telling you about Spike's Marine Station and my new vision with Cap Hawk layered in is Black River, Jamaica, right, is my mom's hometown. When I was down there in November after the hurricane, I saw my mom's hometown, a place I remember being very young visiting, demolished, right? Like rubble, like nothing left. And that
of course,
visceral reaction, you know? So all of my ideas and all of my actions over the years, you know, sort of culminated into how can I serve the most people with this energy that I have, right? So let me regress a little bit and tell you about Spike's Marine Station. It was just doing bottom painting, right? I didn't really, you know, get you guys to do any bottom painting this year, but bottom painting is actually really disgusting. It's dirty work, but it has to be done, and in the boat yards, everybody's
like the
doing
guy
it.
that was lying down when we were
And he's sanding, he's blowing dust all over the place, and I'm like, bruh, put a vacuum on the back end of that thing, man. But yeah, in the springtime, it's an awful grind. I tried to introduce the drive-in boat wash a number of years ago, and you know, the whole unit is like 400,000, right? And so a 53-foot dock, articulating brush rolls, scrub the foul, the algae off the bottom of the boat. While it's wet, it flies off, zero stress, right? So like I was saying, the drive-in boat wash was being marketed by other people around the world, like it's built in Sweden, Stockholm, and
I didn't even know that exists.
They were marketing to marinas as like, you know, value added, and absolutely value added. Just they come and install it for you at that price point, and you know, now everybody can get their bottoms scrubbed before they go out racing at their nightly races, right? Because algae in Lake Ontario especially is, you know, it's kind of vicious. Like it grows and it creates drag, and it causes fuel consumption, right? It lowers your fuel efficiency severely when you got that much drag on the bottom of the boat, right? You're trying to race, like, you know, half a knot makes a difference. So forward, Spike's Marine Station pitch to Ontario Place redevelopment. I don't even remember what year that is, like 2018, 2017, somewhere around there. And we sit down. I had my buddy Bob working with me. Bianca is her actual name. But, and we're pitching Colliers International, and they're a big consulting company, and they're working with the Ontario government to channel these ideas into something that could help them redevelop, reinvigorate, reestablish Ontario Place as a destination because it had fallen off. Me, one of my first co-op jobs was working at Ontario Place back in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Right? So like, again, like you're hitting me in the heart here. And so anyways, we do the pitch and blah, blah, blah. There's about 80 submissions. And, you know, a couple years back, somebody from some newspaper called to interview me because it was one of the interesting things that seemed to be on point. So what is Spikes Marine Station? Spikes Marine Station is a 500 meter square floating platform. The heart of it is the drive-in boat wash. Double wide 40-foot containers stacked in a format where you've got 6 pods, essentially. We got a marine chandlery, right? Like a boat shop where you get tools and products, life jackets, da-da-da. A cafe, right? Because people can pull up on the water, have a coffee. I don't know if you've seen recently, they put a convenience store out in the frickin' pond.
That's what I thought about.
Hey, great idea, buddy. I didn't just
Everybody
think of
loved
that
it.
10
The guy
frickin'
was
years ago.
swimming to that. They had to take him out.
Yeah. So also, there's a water lab, right? So the water lab is a place where people can get licensed to test water, right? And we're building a community of water protectors. I would walk with the native grandmothers, the indigenous grandmothers, that would walk the shorelines and, you know, say prayers for the water. Like that's me, Spike on the water. I'm coming. I'm like, let's go. And Autumn Pelletier, I ran to meet her when she was just, I think 8 or 9 years old, and she was speaking at a school up the road, and bring her water, spring box water. I used to market boxes of water. You see one in the shelf at the shop, right?
Yeah.
10 liters of water, you know, 1 box at a time, and, you know, less plastics in the water. There's a huge installation at Union Station about plastic water bottles, and they made this big art piece, and and now, you know, like, look, can bottle, like nobody gives a fuck anymore. And still I work on the water, and still I see these things. So, you know, having people like out in the community, each one teaching one what the water quality is, be it from the tap, from the pond, from a river, from the lake, from a creek. You know, what's the alkaline content, what's the E. coli content, what's the plastic, microplastic content of this water. So this is supposed to be an educational space for people to come and learn how to know water, right?
Where they're on.
Yeah, so that's the main deck, right? Which has service docks, and I got this all 3D rendered, like beautiful, like fly arounds, and like the presentation's there, and relaunching it is a thing. But that's the first floor. Service dock, full service dock, self-service dock, drive-in boat wash, 3 containers, double wide stack. Next level is the administration of Spikes Marine Station, meant to be the headquarters of the boaters operating system, which was an app that I had developed that I have to recode myself, that I'm totally capable of, to be a digital twin emulator of people's boats, so they could learn about their boat systems, be able to see what's beyond the walls and the floors of their own boats.
I was thinking about,
and right. You know, get like runtime on different systems to check on them and maintain them properly. And, you know, the systems we handle are numerous in the activities that we perform, but the mechanical and the electrical and the rigging and the propulsion and the communication systems, all of these things need maintenance, and there's not enough people to do it, right? So boom, I build Boaters OS. So we're connecting boat owners, we're connecting service providers, this was when ChatGPT was just being introduced, right? I'm on this side, you know, I've got a team, you know, I had a CTO, and he's a coding guy, came in from Tanzania, was my old tenant back in the day, and, you know, it was a vibe, right? I had this girl, Erica, and she's a big branding person. Okay, you're doing marketing, right? Like boat life, like this sweater here, right? Yeah, she
I wore that one.
She produced that sweater, right? And and I was working with this Black Entrepreneurs Network, and they had coded one example, and it just didn't work, right? It was glitchy.
Because it was glitchy. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then it was the Collision Conference came up, right? So the Collision Conference is the greatest trade show for startups, right? And like we got in as a beta startup, but like the alpha startups, they've already got some funding. I go in as beta because we had a minimum viable product, and you know, I'm pitching my ass off out there at the trade center, and throat's getting dry because I was talking so damn much. And Collision Conference introduced me to this American company, American representative, because then, you know, they connected me to an Indian group of coders, right? They marketed coding bases, right? They got all these think tanks, work tanks of Indian women and men that are just they know how to move, but they're running at like $400 an hour, right? So I chalk up a hell of a bill. We've got a new MVP, and it actually works on the Play Store and the Apple Store. And I start marketing, I start pushing it, and trying to recruit service contractors to build their profiles, and all of the connections of what their service provision was linked to the systems of boats. So when people installed their boats and had an issue with any of their system, needs work, you know, maintenance, you know, coming up soon, it's good, whatever. If they needed help, there was an SOS button, Boaters OS, right? Boater SOS, beep, 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 right? Take all of your systems and put out tenders to service contractors to respond to your boat wherever it is, right? This thing that we do with booking assessment fees, right? Light's not on yet. We left the books out overnight. No, it's okay. We can chill for a sec. Coffee first, right? So they build out the app. I start pushing it. You know, the bill's stacking up, and I'm bootstrapping the whole thing on my own. And that started to hurt because there was not people getting on board. The marketing girl decides to be a metaphysical priestess and bounces, right? My CTO, he's building some banking app for Africa, and he's always distracted doing that, right? Like seeing, okay, where's the money coming from? Where's the money coming from? He's trying to figure out. Then his dad gets sick. He's got to go back, take care of the family, becomes a farmer, right? And he's farming chickens. All the chickens died. But, you know, he's doing good now. We're still in good communication. But nonetheless, I had to shut down the Boaters operating system. And this is all a pivot during COVID, right? So I'm bridging, I'm hopping, I'm shooking, I'm jiving, I'm trying to keep things moving forward. And the other two elements of Spike's Marine Station were the VR friendship center. So walking with the grandmothers, you know, and having that in my algorithm, you know, water protectors, and, you know, the stories, the language, the children that, you know, are just lost or have no clean water on their reservation, and you know, like trying to solve all of these problems because I feel like I can, was never supported by anybody ever, right? Like legit, people laud me for being a great entrepreneur and getting after it, and you know,
But when you have to pull the weight, it's like
when you got to get aligned and actually run the track for like a year or two to make something actually, you know, stick, right? Made to stick, you know, have like stickiness for more than, you know, just me thinking, hey, that's a great idea, and everyone's saying, oh, go for it, buddy, go for it. You know,
you do it.
Yeah, it's draining. It's draining, but you know, there was just before. Just before I crashed the app, like just flipped off the repository. Goodbye, I'm not paying your bill anymore. I had a health event, right? And I had an ulcer. I was like bleeding in my gut for time, and I thought I could just pour yogurt on it and my body would sort it out, right? And that didn't work, and I had to take a knee and go in for surgery. And they thought I was a drug addict because I was calm, but my voice gets firm. When I'm in significant amounts of pain, I can still articulate, but it's like my eyes are dead ass, like, yo, sort me out. And they all thought I was some kind of fucking drug addict, eh? And they made me wait, and I started spitting up blood, and freaking, you know, I flipped off the bed and I was like dragging myself out the door. I'm like, somebody's got to show up for me now. Doctor finally saw me and he says, okay, you're going in for surgery immediately. After the fact, he says, I'm not sure you would have lived 6 more hours unless you made the noise that you did, because it was bad. So reflection, 4 days I was down. There was people sitting in that hospital for 8 months, a year, with the same issue that I had, but didn't have the vitality, the mitochondrial connection that I have, working in on the water and being physical and outside and fresh air and, you know, getting after it constantly, and purpose and intention to get back to my boats. I'm sending my crew a message on my deathbed saying, just take care of the boats. Get the boats done. Legit. Like, I'm about to die, bro, and I can't break my word. You know? I can't let the boats down. I can't. Like, I will fucking drag myself through the freaking depths of hell to get back to the water and get my boats done. I don't care what happened the night before. Like, boats got to be done today. We got to go, you know? So that was, you know, where I settled down, right? A lot of crew drifted, you know, 1 or 2 stayed, and, you know, winter came along, and, you know, just the one guy I had who's, you know, I love him to death, but he couldn't wake up consistently. I told him, okay, it's time for you to go back to your own life, because he was just coming to help me out, right? Help me out, but couldn't hold it together. The other girl that stayed, she decided to go off and start her own company, right? Struggled with it. I've seen her in the last couple of years, and you know,
the same business.
We Beautify Boats. These people were my crew, right? And you know, she starts her own freaking show, and comes to buy soap, and you know, like, get some advice and blah 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 blah, whatever. And I'm always happy to help. You see, right? Like, people drop into the shop, Spike, what do I do? I'm like, this is what you do, and this is what you need, and you know, I'll come see you at your boat and help you out and whatever, right? So bing, I'm you know, going into a second season light, you know, low.
And this is when? So
this is just, you know, this last November, right? Like, end of season. August, September, right? Season's winding down. I'm good. Like, I can pay my bills. I got my room rented out. I had a lunatic in my basement, got her out, and then had a girlfriend move in way too fast, right? We're only dating for like 4 or 5 months and decides that she wants to live with me. First time leaving the house where she's got 4 grown-ass kids with no jobs, no post-secondary education. They're all 20 plus, and I'm like, no, this is too much energy in the wrong direction. And then my bro Kit puts a shout out saying, Hurricane Melissa, I watched it circle for like 3-4 days on Jamaica, and we're reaching out to uncles and aunts and, you know, wondering what's gonna happen. This looks bad. And then Kit says it was bad. He was playing it low, and he's like, it's just gonna blow right by. It's not gonna be a problem at all. And then it destroyed the place, like scorched earth, right? And he says, I need some help. And I'm like, put me in, coach, right? It's November, I'm light, it's cool. Like, put me in, coach. Boom, we catch a plane. Good morning, lovelies.
Good morning.
All my South African friends. Sorry about the match yesterday. We had to snatch that one there. I know, it's all good.
I'm an England fan.
Go Canada. But yeah, put me in, coach. We flew down there. There was like 9 of us and like 40 bags, and going through the airport, and you can see it on the YouTube. And we get on the ground, and it's about 2 weeks of like cutting and chopping and bleeding. One guy almost took out his knee like with a chainsaw. But the hospital is just down the road, private hospital. You just order up a doctor, right? As long as you got the cash flow.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, got him patched up. You know, I took a flip, almost cut my face off with a chainsaw, just missed me. Bang, fall down, deep contusion on my leg. Mom shows up, right? About 2 weeks in, all the boys are flying back. Mom and I are taking a road trip now down to Black River. I gotta learn how to drive. In Jamaica, right? I drive.
Yeah.
But like in Jamaica driving, you're learning how to drive. And I go. And I see my mom's hometown demolished. My mom's a very emotive person, and that's tough to go through.
I can imagine,
The girl I was dating, she comes down same time. No, a couple days later. Yeah, she came down a week later, right? We went down together. And she brought me her cold. Like, she was sick. We were WhatsApp chatting, and she was like disgusting, right? Hacking, coughing, like, honey, you gotta just stay home, drink juice, drink soup, or whatever. Rest. She can't rest. She's got these 4 wild ass kids that she's got to go and think of solutions for everybody all the time. And you know, it's just like, you gotta chill. And she goes, I gotta come down there and chill. I'm like, okay, I can't fault you on that. But then her sickness had not cleared. I got a busted leg, and now I'm sick. For the last week and a half I was there in Jamaica. She flew back. I got 1 more week. We would drive down to Kingston with my auntie. I finally get a fish, right? Prendies on the bay. Oh my God, it was the most glorious freaking fish I ever ate in my entire life. Oh my God. Like, but busy, bustling town of Portmore, and my cousin, my uncle, my great uncle walked me through Kingston. He's a big military dude, retired, and knows these streets and knows the mountains and knows all the things, right? Good morning, Michael Recycle.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, man. yeah, the contrast, the disparity of knowledge and information exchanged between Kingston, capital city, and Montego Bay, and annihilated, and Black River, Godzilla walked through it, was so vast. My mind was just like, what the fuck can I do? You know? I reach back. I get a invoice from Wix, right, to renew the website that I had spent the last 2 years rebuilding, thinking about relaunching and rehiring and building training modules and all this jazz. And the Israel war kicked off, right? And what they're doing, I disagree with wholeheartedly. And
Of course, me too, man. I was bombed. We were bombed in '99. You know, I've lived through shit like that. So.
I can't even imagine, man. Like, it's heartbreaking, heart-wrenching, but I cannot send $700 to an Israeli company. No, that's not a thing. I'm like, how do I build a static website? Right? I'm on YouTube, I'm searching, and I find this. Well, I use ChatGPT, you know, but the codex had not been released yet. Then I find Replit. I go hard, go long, build the website the way I want it. The We Beautify website you see now, it's there.
Yeah.
Right? I had written many, many blogs, you know, my reflection on being in Jamaica, my reflection on Spike's Marine Station, my reflection on the boaters operating system. And, you know, it came to a point where I realized, you know, when I was doing Boaters OS, I was trying to get grants.
Yeah.
And I was a member of an organization called Boating Ontario. And I had asked them for the endorsement, right? Like, you know my passion for this industry, right? You know I show up. You saw when we're working up in Aurelia, that fella is the president of the organization. He's now the president. He was on the board when I had left, like a couple of years ago, when they said absolutely not, right? And I'm like, well, I'm absolutely not going to be showing up to meetings anymore. I'm absolutely not going to be paying your fees anymore. Like, if you can't support this,
why would I support you?
yeah, the solution to all the problems that you're presenting, I built it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we have to connect the service pillar of our industry, where it's so heavily focused on sales, selling these people boats that they have no idea what to do with or how to take care of, and there's nowhere near enough people to take care of them. You want to sell them another boat? You want to sell them a bigger boat? Right? And the boats that are abandoned, that was a big issue. Like, there's boats in yards all over the bloody place that have not been cared for years, and then the storage fees amount to a point where you can't handle it. Well, you know, when you buy a used car, you get a digital record, right? Like a Carfax, right? You get a history. You know when it was serviced, if it was serviced, and if it wasn't, the value is much less.
Yeah.
Why can't we do the same thing for boats? That was Boaters OS.
I thought
handbasket.
that was the thing.
and connected, and you know, like, and they're just like, nah. So I left them, right? But this knowledge of systems and dynamic hierarchical math that you can measure issues in sub-parameters like location, cost, price, length overall, degradation, condition, like how run down is it actually, right? Like, if we could map this on a boat, right, we could actually value the boat, and then that's value for insurance companies to be able to, you know, either write this boat off or have the SOS button to say, okay, dispatch all the people to fix it up.
For the insurance, for everybody, right?
100% yes. But now I've got Black River in my eyes and my heart. Black River is where my mom dreamed and my father dreamed when I was a youngster of setting up a spa. A bed and natural mineral spa, and people used to bathe there 100 years ago. and then something got built on top of the water source, and this river dried up, right? The Black River is grand, but just beside it, right next to the hospital, was this healing water, right? And that screams to me, healing water? Really?
Yeah.
You know, like my Kangen water machine on my desk when we're working in Scarborough the other day, I'm running around trying to find a faucet to get this joint connected so I get my water back, right? Losing that water killed my dog, right? Somebody walked in my house and pulled my old machine. I got lucky and went in this reseller store up at Lansdowne and Bloor, and they had one on the shelf. They had no idea that this is a $5,000-$6,000 machine. They had it for $600. I took a day. I went home, talked to the girlfriend at the time about it, and she's like, water? I'm like, okay, red flag. But boom, next day went back and got it, you know, got it tuned up at the water shop down the road there. And whatever's clever. I was on the phone while we were in Scarborough, and I ordered the proper faucet.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
That was the faucet.
Connected, right? So I went to Jamaica this time for the conference, and my tap was not working, right? My water machine was not working. I tried to fill the jugs for you guys so you had good water going down. I guess you're filling with a hose or whatever, just had to say you had water. But like, I want you guys to have the healing, living water in those jugs so you feel vital and able to get her done on the water. So, I don't, it seems wild, right? But then
that's exactly the thing I wanted to ask you about.
Kapok, right, became a new resolve of this systematic intelligence that I was able to accumulate building the Boaters OS app, coding the We Beautify Boats site, and revisiting Jamaica, the diaspora conference, and seeing all of these issues that they're presenting, not prioritized, but like, you know, just being presented. How do we solve them? Well, I had already started working on the solution because I had my own public observations while moving around the island of Jamaica.
Yeah.
So they start spouting off, you know, and like, you know, presenters and ministers and, you know, actors and, you know, like entrepreneurs and all these great people, like great Jamaicans. And the entire conference was beautiful. Like, I really felt a part of my tribe.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like these people understood my energy and what I'm not destined to do, but resolve to do. And when I say this is what's up, right?
No, now
Let's go.
To me now, everything makes sense.
Like, are you with me or what? Because I'm going, right? Like that's my energy all the time. And, you know, in the conference conversation yesterday, I'm talking about Kapok. There was a lot of commentary in this debriefing about how the people that were approaching to ask questions of the speakers on stage was not organized, and a lot of people didn't get a chance to speak, and it was not moderated like perfectly. But the conference in general was unbelievable. They had an amazing marketplace. It needs to be bigger, and, you know, time allotted for people to actually travel through the marketplace and not just sit down or be too packed up or too empty for the speakers that were dispensing valuable information. So I'm talking about Kapok. I didn't get a chance to grab the mic while I was there. I seen a couple people lined up with my sticker like they wanted to talk for me because I had met them in the hallway, and they're like feeling me, right? And, you know, they shared their contact, and I just, you know, resolved all their business cards and their contact information. I ran it through the Replit and put them in as, you know, conference follow-up. Right? So I got all their emails and phone numbers so I can reach out to them. I produced a white paper the other day about Kapok and like, you know, what its intentions are over the next 2 years. We want to fortify the civic intelligence of every parish, which I just see as a boat system, right? Like it's
It's
it's a system. This exists
yeah.
over here, and there's different parts,
Yeah.
right? And people that can produce it on these parts, and how do I connect them? And you know, for 14 parishes, boats have, you know, 120 different systems, right? So now I'm talking about an island which may be bigger, but the systems and the intelligence required to identify key issues that could leverage the diaspora's interest in supporting the island could be articulated in a visual, tactile format that would allow them to see where they can apply themselves effectively. Boom. I'm pitching my ass off over there, and she said that trigger that I get sometimes when I get talking is, you're very passionate. And I hear that as shut up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're very passionate,
very
but we gotta
patronizing,
move.
yeah.
We gotta move on, right? And I'm just like, yep. I've heard that before. People think I'm on drugs. I'm on life, bro. I'm on life. Like I've been doing things. I've been creating things. I've been moving forward ideas and things, and
That's why I sent you a message, man, because you know you've moved me in a direction, and I felt that, and that's why I told you, right? You know,
there's lots to do.
I want to help you with what you're doing because you know that moved me, you know, and that energy is fucking amazing, man.
Okay, let's have a coffee, eh?
Let's have a coffee.